This nigga went to China to get cooked, bro. Oh my gosh, this shit breaking my heart. Now, for the people that never seen this clip or this movie in general, this is Dre. And this is the main rival, I guess you could say. His name is Ching. Now, the first thing you notice is that he's not in his environment, right? Look at this and then look at everybody else around him. He's not supposed to be here. Let's be honest. Dre is from Detroit, Michigan. Imagine you with your friends, right? And you about to tell them you moving. And they thinking, oh, he about to move from town to town. Nah. City to city? Nah. State to state? Nah. What, you moving to Canada? No. You moving to Beijing? Get China. Dre Parker, that's his name, from Detroit, Michigan. He lives in Beijing, China now. So he goes there, he clueless as shit. But luckily, they got a guide. The actual first friend he makes is a dude named Harry. He speaks good English. He probably in the same situation as Dre. Shout out Harry, by the way. Came in with the dap, introduced him. What do you do when you move to a new country? What do you do when you go anywhere, right? You go on vacation, you visited someplace, you move to a new country, what you doing? You going into the residential area where you sleep, where you sit, where you relax, and you playing some SpongeBob. Or at least this is what Dre did, but he immediately cut that off once he didn't understand the language. I've never seen somebody cut off SpongeBob so fast in my life. Now, I don't know what place they in, but apparently their hot water be tweaking. So they gotta call up the maintenance man, Mr. Han. He speaks English as well. But Buddy is in his own world, catching flies and shit. He not trying to hear none of that. So Dre, he walked out, he like, okay, back. Let me go find something to do. He is at the basketball court with Harry. They playing ball. I'm thinking Dre finna be cold. This boy, what are you shooting? He shooting bull and then blamed it on jet lag. I mean, that's actually a valid excuse, but bro, you shot over the backboard. And look at the form. So he decided to sit that one out, and he seen a little girl watching him on the sideline. He like, hold on, now I gotta show out. He playing sports he ain't never played before. What are you doing playing ping pong? This nigga's playing table tennis against pros, and this dude is going crazy on him. This is a hate crime, by the way. Look at how he hitting the ball at him. The f. Eventually his man's Harry say, yo, I see you looking at her. Go talk to her. He said, you know what? I'ma do it. He starts talking to her, but something's not having it. Dre trying to spit game. He don't like that. So he getting mad at the girl and Dre. He slapping the paper out here, slapping the homework. Dre try to pick it up. He try to slap his hand again. He moved it out the way. The got tight. He heated up immediately. Pushed the f out of that Dre. Bro. Harry got up, but did shit. Harry ain't do. He got up with the basketball like he's gonna do something. Nigga sent your ass right back down. So Dre like, hell no, you're not finna face palm me to the ground like that. That move was crazy. Out of here. So he posted up. So I'm thinking, oh, he finna go off. Hell no. Sent your ass right back down. Nigga getting beat. He got one good hit though. Shout out my Dre. My Harry tried to help him out. Didn't work. The just a bully. This Ching is a bully. Boom. Dre beat up, laying on the floor. Man's lefty. Nobody helping him. The going on? I just got here. I ain't gonna lie, I'm inviting that nigga back to Detroit. We gonna switch his ass down. My fault. It's only hands right now. We only gonna be doing hands. He's trying to hide from the bullies. And eventually he did, but then they found his ass. But this time they didn't beat him up. Thank God. Dre comes back from a field trip. He catches his. He threw some dirty water at them. They chased that. They chasing him down to the alleys of Beijing, China. They caught him in a dead end, holding that down. Boom. But don't worry, Mr. Han, he comes to the rescue. He fights off the children, but without actually damaging them. And then Mr. Han take care of Dre's wounds. And this is the great time for Dre to say, yo, where did you learn that? So Dre wants to learn to fight. And Mr. Han decided to train him for a tournament. But the first couple of training sessions is him putting on a jacket and taking it off. They go to like some little festival, and it turns out Dre has a date with Mei Ying, man. I ain't gonna lie, he just got to China. He got motion like that. Mr. Han takes Dre on a journey so he could find his chi. Also, can we appreciate this beautiful scenery? Like, come on, bro, this stuff is beautiful. They did a fantastic job with the visuals. And he also gets a rest day, so he uses it to hang out with Mei Ying. He actually goes to watch her perform because she does music, but Mei Ying's parents wasn't feeling Dre at all and told her to tell him that she can't be around him no more because he's a bad influence. Now let's be truly sincere with ourselves. What about him as a bad influence? So Dre tight as hell. He said, I'm finna go train. But it turns out Mr. Han is destroying the car that's parked in his garage. And Dre also sees that Mr. Han been drinking. It turns out that Mr. Han is grieving over his deceased wife and son that he lost in a car accident. And he felt responsible for the accident. But Dre pulls him out of that state to keep his mind off of that, and they began training. Dre, man. After more and more extreme training sessions, he visits the arena that the tournament will be held at. He also gets gifted a white Mandarin collar for the tournament. So he already got his fighting drip. And this clean as since the tournament is approaching, he goes to Mei Ying's house to make amends to his parents. I don't know why he's making amends in the first place because he didn't even do nothing. He wanted her parents' approval so Mei Ying can go watch him fight. And the dad said, you know what? We was being a little harsh, something. I'm just joking. I don't know what the that said, but he said she can go because she made a promise. You feel me? They don't break promises. They racist and but they don't break the promises. You feel Now, this is where the actual action begins. This is where the fights happen. This is where the tournament is. And Dre can finally get his revenge. So in Dre's first fight, he didn't know the rules. He dumb as shit. He ran out. But once he learned the rules, he started giving out belt. He caught belt. He caught belt. And he definitely caught belt. And also, do y'all see this movement? This is great choreography. I just want to point that out. But let's not forget about the other fighters as well. As much as I don't like these niggas, they also putting in work. Look at this nigga. He might be dangerous. You know, he might be dangerous. Every time Shane fights, Dre gets a little spooked, and I wasn't liking this because I'm like, Dre, lock in, boy. This got Intimidator on Hall of Fame. He's scaring him from deep. Now it finally gets to the semifinal. One-man army. He made it all the way to the semifinals. Now he fights against one of those red dojo dudes. But this dude is a pawn right here. His coach knew Dre was going to be a problem. So he sent his fighter out there to purposely hurt Dre, and his fighter gets disqualified. So since Dre is out and his fighter is out, his other fighter wins. But Dre wasn't having none of that because Dre said if he doesn't fight him, he's still scared. So Mr. Han did some ancient healing techniques to heal Dre. Dre is not completely healed. You know, he still feels the pain, but he can walk on his leg good enough to where he can fight. Now this is the battle right here. Then Dre catches the nastiest chest kick. Nigga went flying off the platform. And ain't no way he got back up from that. What healing technique did Mr. Han just do? Dre wasn't feeling that. So he hit dude with a spinning leg trip to tie it. And then a Rey Mysterio to make it 2-1 Dre. So then Shane gets a timeout. And his coach is telling him, yo, target his leg. He's injured. That is what Shane does. Devastating move to the injured leg. Oh my gosh. And I didn't know he got this much time to get up, to be honest. He finally and eventually gets up. The score is 2-2 now. One more wins it. He then hits Shane with one of the craziest, most insane kicks I've ever seen. I'm not even joking. I'm gonna be honest. Hits me with this. Delete all footage. Once I wake up, putting you in bad submissions because ain't no way some like this is happening to me. Dre then gets his trophy and respect from the. Hey man, that's the end of Karate Kid though.